Today, Starbucks has over 32,000 stores in 80 countries. But things nearly fell apart in 2008. This is the story of how Starbucks went from a single coffee bean shop to the world's largest cafe chain. Starbucks began in 1971, when three friends Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, and Gordon Bowker started up a store selling coffee beans and grounds. Until then, American coffee consumers would drink cheap, instant coffee at home or in diners. Business went well as they expanded to 4 stores by 1981. In 1982, Howard Schultz joined the company as the director of marketing. While on a trip to Milan, Italy, Schultz fell in love with the Italian coffee culture and wanted to bring it back to America. He tried to convince the founders, but they were happy with the way things were. In 1985, Schultz left Starbucks and started Il Giornale, where he would sell Italian-style coffee. 2 years later, Schultz and a group of investors bought Starbucks for $3.8 million. Schultz rebranded Il Giornale with the Starbucks name and began to expand across America. By the time the company went public in 1992, there were 165 Starbucks stores. By 1996, they had 1,000 stores in locations that included Japan and Singapore. 3 years later, they opened their 2,000th location. In 2000, the company had 3,500 stores and sales reached $2 billion. Schultz decided to step down as CEO to become executive chairman of the board. Over the next 7 years, the number of stores would quadruple to over 15,000. Between 2000 and 2007, they opened an average of 1,500 stores a year, and sales went from $2 billion to $9.4 billion. But there was a problem. All this expansion meant a watering down of the experience.
Can I help you?
I'd like to get my ear pierced.
Well, better make it quick, kiddo. In 5 minutes, this place is becoming a Starbucks.
When Schultz stepped down as CEO, the new management lost track of what made the company so successful. They were too focused on the financials. The market had become saturated. In order for one Starbucks store to grow, they had to steal customers from a neighboring store. In search for greater profits, they replaced their coffee machines with automatic machines. This meant they could make coffees faster, but they killed the romance and theater of watching your barista make your coffee. They also expanded into food and even started selling CDs. Then the financial crisis of 2008 hit. The company's growth turned negative and same-store sales declined for the first time in history. In order to save his beloved company, Schultz returned as CEO and began making drastic changes. He stopped the rapid expansions. He stopped selling breakfast sandwiches. The company went back to its founding principles, which was all about making great coffee. He closed 600 stores and laid off 6,700 people. Starbucks began grinding beans in store again, bringing back their iconic aroma. Schultz threw out the automatic coffee machines and even closed every store in America for half a day to retrain 135,000 baristas.
The guy who's running the company now says, we've got to retrain everybody. So they're going to bring everybody back in today at 5:30 and say, okay, now this is how we make the double espresso mocha latte, okay?
The store closures were all over the news, but it sent an important message. Starbucks was returning to its roots of making high-quality coffee. Schultz's efforts were a success. Starbucks stock rose 143% in 2009 compared to 26% for the S&P. Schultz turned the company around as they added 3,000 additional locations by 2017, ending the year with 28,000 stores. Schultz stayed on as CEO until 2018. Their new CEO, Kevin Johnson, wants to expand to 37,000 stores. Today, Starbucks is worth nearly $100 billion and employs more than 380,000 people. This has been the story of Starbucks so far. Enjoy this video? Please like and subscribe.